Hey folks, it's Dr. O with 7 Minutes and Col with me here again. Now, if you are thinking that you've been wanting to get into property and you want a way to get a great return from being involved with property, but also get long-term growth, I've got a way that virtually nobody is aware of that Colin and I are going to share with you at the end of this 7-minute video. So hang on and you're going to get this amazing solution at the end of it. But first of all, Col, let's start with the first one. There's probably 3 ways I think we feel people get into property. The first one is really doing it yourself. Let's just talk about it. So somebody's got the money, but they want to do it themselves. What are some of the key considerations before they go piling in to doing property on their own?
I'll tell you what.
And I'm going to call this hands-on, by the way, so I'll put it up on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, the property market, everybody wants to do it in the UK, don't they? And everybody seems to want to know something about it. So it's really important that if you are going to go and do this, do it properly. Just make sure you know exactly what you want to do and how you're going to do it. Don't just fly off the seat of your pants, essentially, and go jumping in. Get some training, jump on a course or something that's got some credit to it to support you and give you the right education, because my background's architecture. Right, I can design buildings, I can get planning permissions. Do I do property investment without the knowledge that I gained through my training? No, you know, it's completely different field.
That's true. Actually, you were in architecture for a long time before you became a property investor. Going through a property course definitely was a leapfrog for you. So the message, I guess, here is, you know, people are going to have to be involved, their time, their energy. There's a learning curve, and they're going to they'll have the money, but there may be others that go, well, yeah, I kind of want to benefit from my money working for me in something related to property, but I don't necessarily want to do it myself, which is more kind of hands off, isn't it? That's loan notes, angels. Do you want to talk about that while I just put this point up?
Yeah, I actually like to refer to them as armchair investors. They're kind of like want to get into property, and it's a great way for some people that don't have the time and the ability to go and do it themselves to actually invest in property and still, in a way, get their money returned with interest, right? So angels are a brilliant way for people to go and use that funds to get into property, but also build a relationship with somebody over a long term, like I have angel investors to go and allow you to get and invest in property. So
somebody watching here that's sitting on, say, 100, 200 grand and says, oh, I quite like the idea of this. The upside is that money, in my view, and again, we can't give you financial advice, would work better than the bank. You have to look at the bank and say, what am I getting in the bank? Let's say you get 0.5%. As an angel to a property related business, you might get 6%. So that's a lot more there. The downside, I guess, Col, is that they don't really necessarily have the benefit of what that property or that property business is doing, do they? They're just going to get a fixed amount per year. Is that right?
Yeah, I think there's pros and cons, right? So the pro really is that they get to invest in property. They're securing their money against a secure asset, and they're getting a return on that money. Yep. Plain and simple. And they're building
a flat return agreed with the investor they're working with. And I know we do this, and we have done this for years with people that have brought money to the table that we've worked with.
Exactly. So that's a pros and cons. But if you want to be part of something, actually part of the growth of a business, be part of the deal itself, actually be engrossed in the property and see a return based on its performance, well, that's a different kettle of fish. That's not an angel loaning in. That is something that's a little bit more of a longer term investment. Okay,
well, I'm going to put that up here because that's what we wanted to get to for those of you watching who may have for many years thought about doing this, but like, well, you know what? I don't want to be hands-on. I kind of want to be armchair, but I want to be more than that, which is what you're alluding to here. This is where there is a structure. And I know we do this actually with certain people, only specific people. And that is where people can take a shareholding in a company, a property company. So they're not just an angel, but they're now part of that business. Just talk some of those benefits through, Col.
So the great thing about this is you firstly have to have a bit of a longer term view, right? So as long as you have a longer term view,
very good point. Yeah.
Remember, property is longer term.
Yeah, this is not a 6 to 12 month thing. This is longer.
No. So buying shares in a company means that you bought into the business. You will get an element of the capital growth and potentially a dividend or a profit share at the end of every year as it profits, right? So if you buy shares, it's like buying shares in Tesla or something like that, but actually you're buying in to a vehicle that's invested in property, UK property, which, as we know, we can see how it grows. We can see the rental demand. We can actually physically see the property. You're buying into a business that is really actually approaching things from a different point.
Right. So one of the things that I've heard people say when they've heard about this, go, oh yeah, but I don't want to be involved in the running of all that. That's the point. They're a shareholder, but they're not involved with that. They don't have to. That's what the people that are running that business are doing on their behalf, representing the shareholders, correct?
Exactly. Well, I mean, if we bought shares in Tesla, are we going to run Tesla?
Right.
No, we're not. We're investing because we look at the business and we feel confident it's going to grow. That's why we invest. But it's not cheap to get into Tesla and the dividends and everything like that. So, but when you're working with people in property, you can see the benefit, the portfolios we've actually built, and what the deals we're looking at, Ray.
Well, exactly. I mean, you know, to put this in perspective, everybody, Colin was in conversations this week and has looked at a couple of great projects. And for us, you know, as property investors, we put those into the business. But in this example, a shareholder then coming into that says, great, oh, you've got a property below market value. So my shareholdings are now working to buy a property at a discount. There's capital growth. So that sharehold now increases in leverage proportion against the mortgage and all that stuff, doesn't it? Against the value of the property. Plus, I know for you and I, you know, we believe in bringing in properties that produce a cash flow that helps with the dividends. So somebody gets, like an angel might get, they get a return, don't they? But they also get the capital growth and across, which effectively becomes millions of pounds worth of properties, not just one property.
That's right. And you know, the approach then is that this company can build and slowly go in growth, and you share that journey with them. It's great.
Yeah. So I think going back and recapping, Cole, the main thing is really, do they want to be more hands-on or more hands-off? And if it's hands-off, do they just want a flat rate or something that has a potential for growth? Would that be fair to say?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Any other final comment you want to make before we wrap up in 20 seconds?
Yeah, I think really just look at your appetite and what is it and where you are. What is it that's driving you to get into the property, and then deciding, right, what is the right course for you? Yeah,
I agree. And either way, I think it's important they learn the basics, because that way they can make the right decisions as well when it comes to getting into this properly. Well, Cole, absolutely. Fantastic. What great set of tips. I will see you on the next one that we do, mate. Cheers. Bye.
Yeah, see you then.